Welcome to DRF Video. This is a weekly segment, Game Plan with Marcus Hersh. As you might guess, I'm Marcus Hersh, correspondent for the Racing Forum, covering a number of things, and also doing a lot of handicapping. And I do pretty much daily selections for a great DRF product called Game Plan. Part of that is a section called Playbook, where a number of people who do picks select particular horses that are worth a look in your wagering plans, which is exactly what I'm doing here. Normally try to use racetracks that are outside of the ones that I do daily selections for, which right now is Laurel, Fairgrounds, and Delta. I was unable to completely do that this week due to a heavy workload covering the multi-stakes card at Fairgrounds. I don't have any Fairgrounds plays. And for my first play on Saturday, I went outside those tracks to Golden Gate Fields, a track I don't look at all that often. It's a synthetic surface. I cover Arlington, which also has a synthetic surface. So I do have a familiarity with synthetic track racing. The feature there is the El Camino Real Derby, a two-turn race for 3-year-olds. The winner gets automatic entry into the Preakness, which is an interesting little concept. The horse that I'm interested in playing is named Eagle Song. He is number 7, listed at 5-1 in the morning line. This is a big field, barring scratches. I think he should be at least that price. I'm hoping actually even for a little bit more. This is an Irish import who's based in Southern California, trained by Mark Blatt. And what caught my eye initially was the fact he's got synthetic surface experience from Ireland. He was running at Dundalk before he was purchased and sent to California. And I checked out his last race on the all-weather track at Dundalk, and it was a very eye-catching performance, to say the least. It was a large field, a one-turn, 7-furlong race. The horse got in a lot of trouble, steadied back to last, worked his way through that field, again into contention, and really powered home with I don't think that he beat any superstars or budding stars in that race, but it was definitely a very encouraging run. Now, this is a 2-turn race. He's by No Nay Never, a young sire who was a sprinter, miler sort. But I think that No Nay Never's offspring are going to be fine at middle distances. In fact, just yesterday at Meydan Racecourse in Dubai, a 3-year-old No Nay Never set a turf course record for 1 3/16 miles, which is a nice staying trip. Eagle Song has run twice in the States. In Southern California, he ran in turf races. I think he might be better on synthetic. He actually ran better probably than it looks in his last race, in the Allowance Turf Mile. He was off the pace in a slow-paced race that went very fast late. The last quarter was fast, and the last furlong was even faster. I think it was 11:68 seconds or something like that. So the fact that this horse was able to gain a lot of ground on the eventual winner and got the jump on him in that race should not be especially discouraging. Actually ran quite fast through the late stages. I don't see this as the sort of horse is going to get surprisingly bet, but I wouldn't want to take less than the morning line price on him as a win proposition. Across on the other side of the country is a track that I do the analysis for on a daily basis, Laurel Park. They have a multi-stakes card. I think there are 2 horses that I'm interested in playing here, provided their price holds up. In the General George Stakes, I like a horse named Still Having Fun. His morning line odds, I believe, are 9-2. It's another big field. He's facing older horses, so people might take that into account, as much as the fact he drops out of a Grade 1 stakes race. That was the Malibu Stakes in California at Santa Anita, which, despite being age restricted, I thought had a pretty good field. One horse I know has run back already. I think he finished 5th. Bobby's Wicked One. He came back at Fairgrounds. Granted, it was only the first allowance race, but he got, I think he earned a 99 fire, ran 109.4, which was, I believe, the fastest 6-furlong time in the whole meet here at Fairgrounds. Still Having Fun has, he came out of the Maryland circuit and ran any number of good races. He was pretty heavily campaigned. I think that his progression hit a lull kind of over the summer, but his Malibu was sneakily excellent, I believe. He just missed second in a race dominated by McKinsey, who got beat by Battle Midway when he came back in his next start, but maybe just like a top class miler type that excelled, stalking and closing into the really strong pace of the 7 furlong Malibu. This horse, still having fun, was pretty close to that pace, which was hot down on the inside, and he really held up better than the other pressers and leaders in that race. And what makes it especially interesting is his previous high water mark, I think, in the Woody Stevens on the Belmont Stakes undercard last summer. He came from way back. And I think that he's actually a little bit better with a little more patient trip, maybe farther off the front end. I'm hoping that his rider in this 7 furlong race can work that kind of trip out. And if he goes off anywhere near his listed odds, I think that he's going to be a fair price. In the following race at Laurel, the 9th of Barbara Fritchie, I'm hoping similar things happen with Late Night Powwow. She's listed, I think, at 7-2 on the line, which to me would be a perfectly fair price. You've got a Southern California Peter Miller trained shipper who comes off a Grade 1 win. I think there was a Grade 1 in name only. I don't know that this field is much different than the one she just beat. And my hope is that people jump on her and Late Night Powwow gets overlooked here. This is a West Virginia bred who made almost until 2 starts ago. She was racing only at Charlestown, which is a bull ring, a small oval where the 7 furlong races are 2 turns. But when she went to Laurel 2 starts ago for a listed stakes race over the larger oval, same distance, she ran. I thought she ran spectacularly. I think she's even perhaps more talented than her overall form would give the impression. Last start, she didn't get much of a buyer speed figure, mid-80s number, but she just was, I believe, completely practicing for this race. The horse loves the distance, loves Laurel, has come back with good work since that race, and I think that she could run even better than she did 2 starts ago. And, as the second choice in this race, I think she should be favored, which, is value to me. Hope it works out that way in the betting. And I hope these opinions work out for you too. Best of luck this weekend.